Thank all my guys, everybody back at the shop.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back at the shop. We have huge sponsorship announcement. Bush is sponsoring Trackhouse Racing.
And not us.
Lame.
Yet.
Why do you never have anything to say?
I'm not happy with Davey already. We just started.
You stay not happy with me. It ain't nothing new. Stop whining and stop swatting.
I can't help it.
If you
There
take a
is
shower,
hat
the flies
in
would
my
be
face.
off.
That's funny. I like to be clean. So, everybody, just want you guys to know, last week's episode only had 27 views on YouTube so far and like 20 listens on Spotify. So, let's pick that up this week. How about it?
You got to say something interesting first. And it had 31 views. Not 27. We have 27 subscribers.
I know how many subscribers we have. Thank you to our 27 subscribers. We appreciate you all. Thank you.
I guess I'm going to really have to pump it this week on the old TikTok machine, huh? I haven't TikToked in a week, so I guess I could do
didn't
something with you.
TikTok all week.
Oh, so it's Davey's fault.
It is Davey's fault.
Blame the guy that has to do
Always
everything.
Davey's
I
fault.
create the outlines. I work on the editing. I stay late to get the video from Photog Chris. This guy shows up and talks and doesn't stop, and he's going to get mad at me.
I'm not mad at you.
Sounds like you're pretty mad.
Do I sound mad?
I think you are.
You started the episode by saying, I'm already mad at Davey.
You did, actually. You said I'm already bad, so.
Listen, it's just a state of being.
Well, stop
Being mad.
being a bitch. Let's go.
He
What are you
doesn't
talking
have
about?
to do anything. It just happens.
Oops.
If
Think
you all
you
knew
replace
Davey,
that with their own sound.
you're the same way.
That's what I wanted.
All right, so we've
know
got
that
the
was-
sponsorship announcement out of the way, and we are moving on to our next segment.
Oh, that's the one that goes with sponsorship announcement.
Yeah. I thought they
ain't
were going to
money
make
for us.
Watermelon Bush Light. They're not. They just sponsored the watermelon guy.
Now that I've got that.
Anyways,
figured out.
I got a snap. It said Joe is in town.
that's an awesome hat, Davey, by
Who's
the
Joe?
way.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
I don't know if you guys have seen on our TikTok.
Harrington.
Davey and PJ went to the Disco Turkeys game
I got this
a couple weeks ago.
long time
I could not go because I was stuck in Chicago.
So why are you gonna talk about it? Why don't you let us talk about it?
I was just saying that they're awesome, and you should watch our TikTok.
American Flag Cowboy guy, if you're watching this, you commented on our TikTok
Yeah,
earlier.
you're awesome.
We appreciate you.
Davey didn't have enough excitement in his response to you, but we
I
were,
was at
we
work.
were very excited.
I was at work, so you can imagine what that is. You ain't gonna text me in the middle of a baseball game. So
Sure.
American Flag Cowboy guy, you're a badass.
That was the picture, right?
Yeah, he commented on our TikTok. He's like, "Yo, that's me." I'm like,
What exactly is
that
that
was
noise?
not
The
American.
piano. It's like a happy, yeah.
It sounds like some Nintendo Wii shit.
Real men of
It reminds
genius.
me of a Christina Aguilera.
American
start.
flag cowboy
Yeah,
hat.
true.
We salute
Christina
you.
Genie
Aguilera
in a
mixed
bottle.
with
Genie in a bottle.
mixed with a little
genie in a
Lady Gaga at
bottle.
the same time.
Yo, I'm leaking. It's so hot in here right now.
This episode's gonna be a shit show.
You said that.
I do. Guess what? It's always true.
Maybe we should stop and more than 13 people would watch.
This episode is a shit show, kind of like the Night of Destruction. But McRae Stadium.
That's right.
Actually, it wasn't too bad. It was kind of average.
Full moon, baby.
Yeah, it was all right.
Was it a full moon?
I don't
It was
know.
not a full
I wasn't
moon.
even here. I wasn't even in the state of North Carolina. I was at some point.
You want to do
Did y'all-
highlights now or later?
We can do highlights now.
Yeah, let's
do
talk
it,
about
yeah.
Bowman
Get that out of
Gray.
the way. Since y'all brought it up.
I hate that
Since y'all
I
don't
missed
know how to
it.
watch an outline. No, you don't. You've been to one.
There's some Night of
Yeah,
Destruction.
I haven't been here, dummy.
That's your fault. You made that decision. All right, Night of Destruction. It
Just
had the
that's
monster trucks.
fine.
They were not very entertaining. Of course, they've only got 5 cars that they can roll over. Apparently, according to the PA announcer, one of them is...
He shouldn't have parked there.
Yeah. Anyway,
Ba-doom-tsh. Oh, wait a
He
minute.
said that.
Wait, what?
Oops, wrong one.
Times.
The PA announcer was like, I parked out here in the middle. They told me I could park here tonight, and now I found out they're going to run him over with a monster truck.
Modifieds, a jump start led to a terrible
Yeah, that was a
wreck.
big old jump start by Holloman. He's trying real hard.
They actually
Yeah,
jumped
he always
2
tries real
because
hard.
I think the next one causes a wreck.
I heard the scanner traffic, and he basically said that they bumped wheels here on this start. So let's just look.
I'm sure. Oh, he bumped my wheels. That's why I jumped out
They
to
were
a.
bumping others.
Oh shit!
Looks like he just got turned, but this one ended up taking one out.
Well, he was holding Jason tight. That's what he said on the radio. So I was holding him tight. He said the next restart he was gonna swing out a little wider to get a better launch and
Man.
not bump wheels. But yeah,
I don't know what was a
Bart
harder
busted his
hit.
radiator.
I don't know what was a harder hit, that or Tim Brown knocking that poor fella out in the pits that night.
There's the real restart they got going finally that time. Jason Myers takes the lead and really never looked back.
At least,
yeah, he
yeah.
was a cannon.
at least he won.
At least he could still see the
Yeah,
spot.
when he
He
got
could
out there.
honor.
Then Lee whacked old John
could-
right there on that little deal.
He could honor his injured,
Whack
his
him off.
injured spotter. I can't even talk.
That 69 is holding up the field.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, it was
And-
not
yeah.
good. I don't know what was wrong with
Who's
this
that?
automobile.
That was Daniel Beeson.
Hold on.
No.
Oh. I thought you
And then
were- On to the sportsman. Is this first or second
first sportsman. A little bit of action here when T. Dawson goes wide and spins, and then
Not a
gets
terribly
piled into
interesting
there.
race.
Okay.
pretty
They're making
tough
a
hit.
left
It was soon after
turn.
this I brought you your lemonade.
And then
so
the
you're
second
welcome for
sportsman
that.
race coming up here. You got old Amber Lynn following
This
Tommy
one
Neal, and
got interesting.
she's trying to give him the what for around the corner. I don't think she meant to spin him out.
No, she never means to spin anybody.
But she
When
definitely
does it
didn't
every
mean to not
weekend.
spin.
But then when Tommy comes back up here beside her, and then she just sort of turns her wheel a little to the left and gives him a little oomph. I mean, Tommy was just saying, you're right. We're even now. We're even from last week. Okay, I'm going to
It's
run
like,
into you then.
oh, you mean our cars are still in good shape?
No,
All
the,
right,
the
I'm
problem
gonna fix
was
that.
that Amber's car was already broke, so she didn't have nothing to lose by hitting him again. And then old street stock, we got Chase.
Gave her more shit to fix.
Chase gets turned by Austin there. That's Austin, right?
Yeah, Austin Jones.
Yeah.
And our boy was right there in second, and then
he got-
Zach snuck through.
Yeah.
If I understand correctly, Zach finished second but didn't finish second.
Well,
They go to
they typically frown upon when you finish in the points and then you drive back to the
I think
trailer.
position is-
So what we're saying
You
is
know what I
Zach's
mean,
car
baby.
is
You don't need to smart
feather
ass responses
or
tonight.
overpowered. Which is it?
I don't know. I'm not on Zach's team.
Couldn't say.
So did Kale get second place credit there for this one?
Yeah, because Zach decided not to go to
Yeah.
Tech,
again.
he got second place points
Yeah.
and money. I'm assuming.
Gotcha.
I don't know what they do about Zach.
It'd be fun to have Zach on. We might have to just pull him into one of these one week. He's a funny fella.
Yeah, we could.
He'll say anything. Might be a lot of bleeping that week.
That's a lot of work that I don't know that I necessarily want to do. But I might just make this entire thing unedited, so watch your F-bombs, because I'm honestly tired of that.
Fuck that.
No, I agree, fuck that. Bush Light!
Bush Light.
We're going to like Hooters or something.
Why?
Instead of Bush Light.
Shameless
Give it away
self-promotion.
watermelons.
Hooters has
If you want to see
terrible
all of the
food.
highlights from Bowman Gray, you can go to my YouTube channel because all of the highlights are on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, he's got
Fox
already
8
got, like,
photojournalist Chris Weaver on YouTube.
he's already got like
Chris
100,000
Foxy.
followers. We got like 20.
Fox 8
So
photojournalist
go
on
find him.
Facebook. He'll post
You
them
mean
on
I
his
have more
Facebook, and then
followers
you
than
can go
you?
to his YouTube from there.
Then who?
Can we do?
Or just search
Probably.
Bowman Gray on the YouTube. That's the easy thing to do.
Yep. So Bowman Grove was a fun night. In about
Looks
3 or
like
4
fun.
weeks, apparently, I'm going to get to driving practice.
I hate I'm
Once
not going to
Dad
be there
gets
for
back
that.
God.
from vacation,
Make
I'm going to
sure
get to drive
I
a
am
sportsman
there.
car in practice, morning practice.
I'm definitely putting my GoPro on that.
Yeah, we'll put
Oh,
a
hey,
GoPro. We'll put
Mike
the
told Dad
360.
that he's got to be there videoing it, so we got to
I'll
wait
be
for Dad
there.
to come back.
We'll watch.
We'll put
And I'm
my
going to be gone
GoPro
the
in
next
it,
2
we'll
weeks.
put your
So.
GoPro
How many
in it.
GoPros you
That's
got?
right.
I
I've got one,
He's
you've
got
got
one. I've
one.
got 2 or 3.
I gotta have one aiming at.
His face.
Oh yeah.
Photog
hang it
Chris
off
is
this
going
on the
on
right side.
vacation
Well, then I won't be
to
able to see it.
Germany.
I'm good with it. Honestly,
I'm
the way I
not
think
gonna be
it's
at my
going to
house.
go, I'm going to make about 1 million laps around the quarter mile at Charlotte in a late model on iRacing, and then I figured I'll be so good in morning practice that they're going to be like, hey, you just want to run this car for us the whole season?
I doubt that's how that's going to go.
I doubt that's going to go, but a guy can hope. I think it'd be fun.
I mean, if
Yeah,
you bring a
I-
sponsor, you can do whatever you want.
That's true. Cha-ching.
Well, fuck, open that wallet.
Back at the shop, I got some decals.
Here it is, folks. If you guys want to sponsor Davey,
I
to
will
drive
make
a race
sure you
car
get your money's worth.
at Bowman Gray. You guys love the Bowman Gray content, so
We will
let's
get you
make it
plenty
happen.
of content, and we will make this a 100% Bowman Gray podcast from the life of a driver, a spotter. You gonna spot for me?
I'll spot for you.
And our
Outside.
media guy
Outside.
slash
Outside.
I don't really know what he's gonna do. Davey, why don't you just get on the outside and let them go to the inside?
You're not saying you drive like a certain red modified that has a tall number on it. Would you know?
I
don't want to say any names. I
I
don't
love
want to.
that man though.
I'll
feel
say
bad.
it.
He's
Can
my
I say it?
BFF.
You can say whatever you want.
I'm not going to say nothing bad about him.
Okay.
I
Graham
think,
Smith's the man. There you go.
yeah. I have
is the
heard
man.
that he's awesome.
He is.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
I've
I
seen
don't
him walking
know
around,
but-
and I haven't talked to him or interacted with him, but I've seen him in the pits.
It's the
and-
definition of enjoying
Yeah,
racing
no.
without giving a fuck.
right.
Yeah, and that's
exactly.
fine.
So
There's nothing
that's
wrong with that.
respectable.
And most of the time, he's not in the way. Every once in a while,
At least it's at this level.
He'll miscalculate, or the faster cars will miscalculate, and they'll have a little
Because-
issues. But
He got into a little bit on the first race with someone. I don't remember the car, but I thought he was waiting on him to take him out. Like,
Nope.
because he
Corn
came back
slush.
up and just hit him for no reason. I didn't see what happened.
I've seen crab mad once, and it would take a lot. They used to be the guy that paid me, so.
I thought something was going on. I didn't know what was happening.
Every week, PJ came to his office like, "Damn it, not you again! Get
I was
out of
hoping
here!"
Crab was just going to send him firewall deep. I'm like, do it.
Who was it?
I don't.
Crab's way too nice to do something like that.
I don't know. I don't know all those guys' names.
Well, you don't want to piss him off because he has a chance to wreck you like every 3 laps.
Damn, Chris.
Holy crap! At least he does it at this level. You know, the local level. At least he's like, you know, because there are some folks in the field and
Could
He
they
would
just
be
let him
like
run?
Morgan Shepherd out there
in the NASCAR National
Could they
Series.
just let him run with the stadium stocks?
in a modified.
Yes.
Nah, dude, the stadium stocks would. I'm pretty sure they'd run laps around.
You
Them.
just tell me what you want.
Ship it.
Ship it, he says.
Shit my pants.
What?
What?
All right.
Oh.
How was New Hampshire, Sam?
Pretty hot.
Did you get some lobster rolls?
Thought it was supposed to be warm or cold up north, and it wasn't.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
Yeah,
start
it's
doing
summertime.
makeup for these video episodes before because we are shining so hot. In this
I'm not
Hey,
sweating
I
yet.
look-
I'm
I
good.
look-
It's
Look
back
at
at the shop.
yourself.
It's back at the shop. Y'all got to be shiny. Y'all
look
been
pretty
working
sporty.
hard.
Who look at
Hardly
themselves,
working.
me or PJ?
What?
Nothing. Anyways, New Hampshire was fun. We practiced
fun,
kind of
yeah.
crappy, which is fine because they don't pay anything for practice. Qualified decent, didn't we? I don't
16
remember what we
qualified on pole.
Yeah.
Thought he had a
Pole.
shitty lap.
Yeah.
Deja vu of last week.
He was not happy with the car, but it turned out it was the fastest one in qualifying, so that kind of works out.
That's the one thing about New Hampshire I've gathered.
Yeah.
If you are not happy with your car,
You're probably
it either
fast.
really sucks or you're pretty good.
Yeah, but that can
there's-
happen anywhere. I mean,
But New Hampshire's that one place where you think you just have an absolute dog shit car in it.
Oh, that was me in the truck race and iRacing.
But you did have an absolute dog shit car. But you had the same car as the rest of us, so maybe it's just a driver.
I may have gotten hit in the right front by a certain Budweiser truck.
Tell you that
Was
wasn't
it-
me. I
was it
wasn't there
him?
y'all week. No,
Was it him?
It was
No,
our other
man.
teammate.
It was the other teammate. It was the other Weaver's Motorsports driver.
I
job,
could
Jordan.
not drive it.
I almost took him out on that one late restart where I crashed a guy, and so I had to take my medicine and go to the back. And on the restart, I took off up through there, and I went 3 wide between Jordan and another guy. And we nearly crashed. And he said he saw me coming, but then I got penalized for that move because I changed lanes before the start-finish line. So
that's silly.
I was
Next
behind
time.
15 lap cars or 3 lap cars.
It wasn't me. I was still
It's
in
just
the
a
pit.
lot of rules. It's a lot of rules for a video game. Kind of takes the fun out of it. But
Yeah,
It keeps the fun under control.
The
though, 'cause
changing
you will get
lanes-
them jackasses that drive
here
like
comes the fun
jackasses.
police.
well, it's
When you get people that drive like they're racing at Bowman Gray Stadium, it kind of becomes not fun.
yeah.
people love it though.
I
People
think
love
About
that.
drivers,
I'm not.
I don't mind racing because they'll use that shit as a weapon.
There's-
They'll be like,
Well, yeah.
Society.
There's two. Well, the problem is there's too many tiny incidents that would send you to the back, and you try to avoid those, and they still happen.
Yeah.
And then regular iRacing doesn't enforce a change lanes rule, so it gets confusing when you're racing, and all of a sudden you're trying to just get a few spots back after a penalty, and you're already mad, and you think you have a good run up through there, and you gain, you get some momentum, and boom.
by the way, guys, I just want to say congratulations. This is the earliest we've ever recorded.
It's still daylight
Woo!
outside.
It's 7:30
Do you have
and
any
we're 10 minutes
celebration dingling thingies?
Probably not. Nope.
Okay, that's all right. That's fine. They know.
That sounds like I'm about to play bowling on Wii Sports.
I don't like the piano.
Money, money, money.
find another one.
money.
I'm a
Tony's back to New
genius.
Hampshire.
Okay, I was gonna say we didn't even talk about New Hampshire.
ADHD.
We talked about qualifying.
Yeah.
So it was
hot.
Xfinity race. It was hot. We qualified well. Obviously, we had Chandler Smith, Daniel Hemrick, and Austin Dillon. You had your normal Austin Hill, Sheldon Creed.
Yep.
All 5 cars were running all right there for a while. In the top 10 most of the day.
We were not. We kind of had
We all
some
finished
crappy luck.
4th. So.
Yes, we got, dude. I'm telling you, like
Those
I
are the
think-
days you got to have
I think
for the
20,
team to be.
20 laps to go. I'm pretty sure we were running like 15,
Doesn't matter.
and we finished 4th. We were over the freaking moon.
Doesn't
It
matter.
felt like we won the race.
Doesn't
we were
matter.
So happy.
Because you
I
finished
heard that.
4th. Those are the days you got to have. And it's finally, the luck looks like, knock on wood,
Here we
might
go.
be turning around.
Yeah.
Your driver, big mad after the race.
Which one?
The 2.
Oh, who?
The 2.
Who's in there?
Sheldon Creed.
Oh, yeah. What? I just asked. What?
You're
I
an
just
idiot.
asked.
I'm going to cut the entire right side off of this podcast. Because you're asking stupid questions like who drives the 2?
I didn't know if you meant Cup or Xfinity.
Does his
Anyways,
driver
why
drive
are
the 2
What are we?
in Cup?
Get to the point,
It's
Davey.
the 3 and the 8.
I think you're being distracting here.
Oh, sheesh.
He was big mad after the race.
Who was he
Did you see
mad
his
at?
interview? Oh, he was. I told you to take a shower.
Oh, I can't. Here,
Davy's face cracks me up.
he does have a goofy face.
Knows the face he's making.
Your joke attempts are bad.
Who's?
Yours.
It's weird. You say that, but you're both laughing. It's weird how that
I'm
works.
laughing at Davy's face.
You're not funny.
Nobody's laughing at you. Or with you. We might laugh at you.
Here we go. I want to make fun of you because I'm trying to attempt to be funny, but we all know who the funny one on this podcast is, and his name,
Not
Chris.
name does not start with a D and end with an A-B.
Glad you know how to spell.
Chris Weaver. He's pretty funny.
The funny one, last name is Weaver.
As long as it's not you, I'll agree with it.
Sam's just mad I'm funnier than him.
Are you tweeting?
What you doing over there watching
I'd
Titanic or
ask
something?
I'd ask the viewers who they think is funnier, but nobody ever responds to our questions or polls or anything.
The only people that answer are his wife, my brother, and then random people telling me about the Iraq War or whatever.
do what?
I swear, if you go back in the YouTube comments and look on my thing I put on YouTube, Happy 4th of July, someone's like, what about the Korean War? I'm like, what are you talking about, lady?
I
Okay.
thought you said Iraq.
Well,
Well, either way, still,
there was an
that's
entire list of
weird and
wars.
confusing.
Oh, I can read it. I found it right here.
Wow.
Because we only got like 7 comments.
We haven't got to Cup yet, but Truex is going to retire.
Yeah,
You
we'll
think
talk
so?
about it. Yes, now remember Vietnam, Korean War, Afghanistan, Mexican-American War, American Natives War, American and Imperial Japan versus Samurai, and all the wars you have in Africa. Happy birthday, USA.
She didn't mention the Revolutionary War. She didn't mention the Civil War, War of
I
1812.
was going to say,
You missed that, lady. I don't know what your name is.
Wasn't
but
the
you
War of
missed ours.
1812 the one against Mexico?
it was in
Oh,
1812.
Jesus Christ. No, that was not what that was.
What was the War of 1812?
The British came back and were still pissed and tried to take back over America and burn the White House to the ground. And, but we beat them again because that's what we do here in America. Is we beat the British at everything.
It's because we're a bunch of bullies.
Except soccer.
We'll
We
talk
suck at
shit
that.
and kick ass.
Yeah.
Except at soccer. So we suck at that.
And then nobody cares about that fake sport anyway. Kidding.
Why the hell did you do that?
We're not real good at F1 either, but
Well, they won't let us in. They won't let us in. We tried, but they won't let us.
Gene's in.
Who owns F1? Yeah, but they
Liberty
run out of
Media?
like Saudi Arabia or
multi-billionaire.
something. They don't run out of
Who
F1
does?
in Concord.
Oh no, God no.
Yeah, no.
It's just a storefront. They run Ferrari equipment, and it's like
Oh, yeah, that's terrible. They need to get some Red
it's
Bull
an
cars.
American F1.
They need to get the last week's Red Bull cars because apparently next week Red Bull has a new car coming and it's going to be bad ass.
Is Ricardo's going back to Red Bull, isn't he? Or
Kinda,
the
sorta.
offspring of
Kind of, sort of,
Red Bull?
maybe.
I read a tweet the other day. It was kind of at Lewis Hamilton. It was like Lewis Hamilton's crying foul because Red Bull's winning all these races, and he predicts that Max will win all the races next year. But does he really think that all of his years of dominance was a product of him being badass?
Yeah.
Or his cars?
Yes, on both.
You got to be just enough badass to race those cars fast.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean,
there's probably 10 drivers you could have put in those cars at the time frames that could have done it.
Yeah.
Not everybody in the field.
Same
but
for Max. Same
I
for
mean,
Max's car.
that's half the
It's,
field.
You know, not to take anything
It is
away,
half the field, isn't it?
not to take anything away from Max and Lewis, but yeah, I mean, that's part of it. I mean, but you get the rides by being a good driver, so you know, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same in Cup right now. You know,
exactly.
A driver can step up to the plate in these cars and really make a difference. And the F1 cars are a little different because they build them all to not to spec, but to their own designs, very much so. But then you got to have that driver that can put it over the edge and take advantage.
Ain't got no
Gisbergen.
fenders. Who?
Van Gisbergen.
Yeah, I can't wait till next year.
We should put him in
He's gonna
a
be here.
F1 car.
You hear all the
should.
rumors that SVG's coming NASCAR?
Oh, he's coming.
Because he's pissed off with his team.
Is he really?
About that shit we looked at the other week.
Well, it's
Last
because
week,
he had
whenever
to
it was.
stop.
that's
when his
Oh,
teammate
I mean,
went.
he didn't.
Team orders.
Well, but they
to.
told him before that he could go. They said, "We'll let you out of your contract if you want to go."
I think that's solidified it.
Probably.
Because I'm reading a lot about that being like
He can really make his mark and make a lot more money over here.
Yeah.
It'd be like for him. It'd be like a NASCAR driver going Formula One racing because he's going to come over here. He probably made more money in that Chicago race than he ever made in 50 of those wins in the supercars.
Oh, congrats! Here's your championship and $2,000. I don't know what the number is. That's just my
You probably
guess.
got to watch.
$2,000. Let's see.
I mean, he might have made more in for that Chicago race than he made in a championship here.
What do you have to watch?
I'm just speculating because I don't know exactly what they make, but that's the level we're talking about.
All right, so John Hunter won from second. I think he predicted it when he qualified
Oh, my
second. He
God.
said, we've won every time we start second, so we can win again. Good job. Yeah, we know.
Hey, Davey, Sam said, "Oh my God, is it something real?"
Yeah, I looked up the salaries, or like I started by looking up Shane Van Gisbergen's net worth.
$6
And
billion.
What was his last name you just said?
Gisbergen. Gisbergen.
That's
is
not
how
what you
this-
said the first time, but all right.
Yeah, okay. Well, good thing about this is we can go back and watch it and prove you wrong. And I can't wait to do that. This says
Better leave it in
4.7
there.
million. This says 7 million is his net worth. What does a supercar driver get paid? Superstar driver salaries as high as 1 million a year have triggered talk of a salary cap in V8 supercars
That's
racing.
Truck Series money.
No, it's not.
Okay, that's in Xfinity Series money.
That's cup money nowadays.
Yeah, I mean,
Those
some of
guys-
the rookies,
William
maybe.
Byron, well, it came out a couple years ago. He's making like $500,000 a year.
Really?
Yeah, this was, and he's not too long into his cup career, so he can't be on a second contract.
Yeah, but is that just like a base
I
salary?
think that's like
hey,
a base salary, and
yeah.
he gets a percentage. So this year he's earned some
Yeah.
All right,
moolah with
so
his
you
4
look at
wins.
some of these guys like Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, some of the older guys.
Kyle wanted $18 million
Exactly.
last year. He didn't get it. Even going to RCR, he didn't
No,
get
God,
anywhere
no.
near $18 million. He might not be over 10 or 5.
Hey, we're on the
Yeah.
same page. Yeah.
And he knew it was the principle of the thing once he left over
I
there. at
wonder
Jughead.
something. I want to stir some shit up here, but I wonder who gets paid more at RCR, Austin or Kyle Busch?
I don't want no part of that.
I know none of us know or have any idea,
Yeah,
but
I
I'm
know.
kind of curious. I'm curious. I'll never find out. I'll never even get close to knowing, but I'm kind of curious.
I thought you were going to go. I wonder who gets paid more now, Kyle Busch or Ty Gibbs?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I don't think that Ty Gibbs. I don't think he like necessarily gets paid. I don't even think he has a concept of what money is.
No, when you run Jesus is the reason on your card 3 out of 4 races, you can't be
gives
making
us-
much money.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like,
Does he now?
but does he have to make money? I mean,
Yeah, he was born into the money,
yeah, he's already got it. He doesn't need to make any money. He just wants to drive a race car. He don't care.
and he's a good driver.
He's like, what are you gonna pay
He
me?
hasn't found his feet in the Cup Series yet, but
Didn't
ain't got
Gibbs
his
just
sea
sell
legs.
part of his team?
Huh?
Didn't Gibbs just sell part of his team?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Sure.
he's
Who knows?
he split out a little
Whatever.
bit to the
And he bought into the Reds
sort of a
football team. What's their name?
Oh yeah, you stopped yourself. I don't know.
Commanders!
Yeah. Well, yeah, but then
Commodores.
didn't the patent get denied or something on Commanders? The Commanders
I don't
name.
know.
Yeah, there's some dude selling fake
Yeah.
like, football shirts. And the team name is the Commanders, and he's selling, and he owns the patent for football.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so
He's probably gonna get a good payday.
And
Because
then
all
the-
they got to do is say, "Hey, here's $1 million if you stop that," and he'll be like, "You got 10?"
if they were smart, they'd be named like the Red Wolves or something that was cool. That was an original idea when they were changing the name.
That
the
sounds like
Red
a
Wolves
Pop
or the
Warner
Red
team.
Tails.
What are the other team names in DC?
Wolves.
Nationals.
The Nationals.
What about the basketball? Is there,
Suck.
is there a basketball team?
The Wizards?
I don't think.
Kansas City already has the Chiefs, but you could have
pretty
named
sure
them the
the
Chiefs
Wizards
and said
are
it was after the
Washington
commander in
State.
chief.
Yeah,
Aren't they?
I'm pretty sure.
What else?
Back to the Google. Does anybody know where the Washington Wizards are based out of?
I just know
Washington?
the Chicago Bulls.
What do you mean? They're in Washington, D.C.
Are you sure?
Dumbass.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Are the Wizards in
No
DC?
shit. They are, yeah.
Okay.
Every Washington team's in D.C., not Washington. There are no professional sports teams in Washington other than
That are called
Seattle.
Washington, whatever. Oh, gotcha. What's the Seattle basketball team?
There isn't one. They moved to Oklahoma City Thunder. It was the Seattle
Wow.
Supersonics.
Gotcha.
Davey's actually right.
I know I'm right.
Shocked.
When did you start liking basketball this much?
But I've always liked sports. I know. I mean, that obviously that
They should've
happened
called them the
15
POTUSes.
years ago.
Well, okay.
The Washington POTUSes.
So around Hurricane Katrina, the New Orleans Pelicans, formerly the Charlotte Hornets.
Bobcats,
So
Hornets.
they were the New Orleans
Bees.
Hornets at the time. When Hurricane Katrina hit, they couldn't play in New Orleans. So they moved to Oklahoma City for a little while and played in Oklahoma City while New Orleans was rebuilding after Katrina. Well, then the NBA's like, oh shit, these people in Oklahoma City like this team.
Yeah.
Well, Seattle Supersonics were not getting paid or wanted a new stadium or one of those just professional sports things, drama that happens with a team in a city. So the Supersonics are like, well, F this, we're going to move to Oklahoma, and they become the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yes. Yeah, what Davey said.
Welcome to a podcast now known as Back at the Sports.
Back at the sports.
Bets.
Yeah, I know. It works out. All right, cool. What you got next on your list there, Davey?
You want to move on to New Hampshire Cup?
Sure.
Now that race has moved on
Yeah,
because it
now
was moved to today, Monday.
We talked about the Xfinity race for like 2 minutes, and then we got off
Nothing
on a
really
tangent.
excited happened. I mean, it was a good race.
Couple wrecks at the end.
It was a typical New Hampshire race. So,
Yeah.
You know, those things are relatively boring. It's one of those races in the middle of the NASCAR schedule, kind of like Pocono, that
Yeah.
just
God,
runs
don't
and
remind me.
strings out, and normally the best car will win.
Yeah. So, in all fairness, love Pocono, love the area, but the race is kind of boring.
I don't. Pocono sucks. I said it.
PJ got kicked out of a casino there one time.
That was Lauren's fault and DeAndre.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that it was strictly their fault. I believe they may have had some
It was their
influence.
fault.
Didn't one of you five punch a handicapped person and steal their scooter?
Oh,
Nobody
God.
punched
We're not
anybody.
going to get into that. Maybe we should tell that story.
Nobody
said
punched
weren't-
anybody, but the scooter was stolen.
I know we said we're not going to do Bar from the Bushes today, but we should.
Let's
tell
go ahead and do it. Tell that whole story.
it. Okay.
This is Bar from the Bushes.
Were you there? You were
He was not.
there.
Because
I
we
was
played
still at Rick's.
around the world.
I feel like you weren't there.
We played
because
around the world.
We were at bars.
So I was still at Rick's, and the reason Lauren was there is
They were in the hotel.
Cole Custer
Casino, whatever.
was running the 51, so none of us went, but Lauren somehow conned her way into going with the Stuart Hoss guys.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So that's why she was there. But I was at home.
So I was at Starcom.
Yes, so was I.
Y'all were
So
at
was Jones.
Starcom before me. I started after Michigan.
The timeline's a little skewed, but it's okay.
Because the
I was
schedule's
drunk.
changed
So we're in
much.
Pocono. We're at Starcom, me and PJ are, and they got us rooms at some casino. I don't remember what it was.
It was
But,
in Scranton. 'cause
casino
all I
and
could think
hotel.
about is
Nice place.
The office.
Don't remember what it was called, but it was a nice place.
I was drunk most of the time.
Yeah. And somebody got the bright idea, hey, let's go play this game called Around the World. And so basically, when you go somewhere that's got a lot of bars in a short distance, you go to a bar and say if you have 5 people, one person buys everybody around. And everybody drinks that round, and then you go to the next bar. And guess what? Person number 2 buys everybody around. And you go around the world.
There was like 30 bars. in that
There was a
place.
lot. I tapped out after like 4. But either way, there's
went
a
the whole
bar in the middle called. It was called like Center of the World or some goofy shit like that. But it was a circular bar in the like dead middle of the casino. So we're in this bar, and there's like what 6 of us, 5 or 6 of us.
By this time, we done picked up DeAndre and Lauren.
Oh god, yeah. So there was like 6 or 7. Then was Josh with us?
Weatherman was with us.
Jesus.
BDD was with us.
Yeah.
Bo, his daddy,
Oh my god.
me, you, Lauren, DeAndre.
Yeah. So it was like 8 or 9.
Yeah, there was a bunch of us.
So I looked up bars in this town. You said Scranton, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was in Scranton. It was.
I'm just going to go through some of the bar names here. See if
the
anything
casino?
rings a bell.
They were all in the casino.
Poor Richards. The V Spot.
I would have definitely remember that one.
So this was a
Harry's.
casino with a bunch of
Yeah.
bars in it.
I don't
Yes.
think he's got
Whiskey Dicks.
that. I don't think he's understand that part. He just wants to say these words.
This is a dirty town.
It's okay.
Madam Jenny's.
That one sounds
That's what
really
she
dirty.
said. I feel like since
Jack's
you're in
Draft
Scranton,
House.
You got
What was that one?
Jack's Draft House.
I thought you said Jack's Crack House. I'm like, I don't think that's a bar.
Waldo's.
They might have a bar in it.
Crotty's. Noir Dark Spirits. I don't see anything called Around the World.
Okay.
Because it's a casino with bars in it, like in Vegas.
Yes, they still have names on the old Twitter machine.
I don't know. I wasn't.
Yeah,
Diskin Saloon.
This is a casino in Pocono, Pennsylvania. It's
Scranton.
probably not even
I
legal.
bet if you went on their site, I bet they'd have a whole list of the establishments inside.
All right, keep telling your story then.
Okay. Where were we at?
So we get to the middle of
Shut
the bar, the middle bar,
Yeah.
which has, I don't know, I'd say like 10 bartenders. So we start
it was
going
big.
to every bartender and buying drinks. By this time, we already went to 15-ish bars on the outside. Now we're
Wasn't
doing
that
the
many.
middle. I don't know.
I know you don't. It wasn't that many. It was a lot, but it wasn't
You
that
had 4 drinks. I had 47, I feel like. Because we were drinking at the bar before we started.
Yeah. Yeah, and then somebody come up with a bright idea.
Yeah, that was Bo and his daddy.
So there was a guy there, and he
Mark.
was... No, I know that. I'm talking about the guy with the wheelchair. This story doesn't make us... Me and PJ had nothing to do with this part, so it's funny,
I
but like we
I
didn't
had
do it.
about 3% to
out of
do
100, so that's not a lot.
ish.
Did you instigate it?
We were standing
Possibly.
there, and
You won't fucking do it.
somebody yelled. He yelled at somebody. Oh yeah, he yelled
Okay,
at Jonas
so-
because Jonas said something mean to Lauren.
No.
He yelled
The
at Jonas
the
for
older gentleman.
Yeah.
was talking to Lauren,
yeah.
trying to pick up Lauren,
Yes.
Makes sense.
and while he's distracted, Jonas is like doing the Jonas things that he does,
Yeah.
and somehow we get on the little rascal that's sitting behind his bar stool. And I'm like, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at Bo, and I'm like, you don't have a hair on your ass if you don't make a lap around this circle bar in this thing. He's like, I can't do that. I'm like, no balls.
So he did it. Turns out it was that easy.
Yeah. 5 minutes later, after I don't know, a lot more drinks, I see his head floating on the other side, way in the distance, on the little rascal making a lap. He's like, "Oh, they're still talking. I'm making another lap." He goes again. The guy's canes in there, and
And he
everything.
parked it and he got off, and that was the end of it.
He never knew.
That was not the end of the night, however. About a little while later, I decided it was time to go to the room. I was ready to go to sleep.
Oh,
And
you are.
involuntarily, PJ was forced into his room about 15, 20 minutes. I don't think I was in the room 15, 20 minutes later.
It felt like 2 days.
I hear banging on the door, and I go to the door, and it's PJ. And I'm like, hey, you're back quick. And he proceeded to explain to me that he was involuntarily removed from the casino floor and all the bars, and security reluctantly escorted him to the elevator.
So I tried to stop at the bar on the way to the elevator. It won't let me hit that
But
one.
they escorted him the entire time. It wasn't one of those, hey, go to your room. It was like, hey,
They made sure
we're
I
going to
got on the
take you to
elevator.
your room.
They made sure I got on the elevator because, like, I shut the door and I was like, "I'm going to wait a minute," and open the door. Still standing there. I'm like, "All right, I'll go to my room."
PJ's telling
y'all
me this.
pretty good.
I'm like, there's no way that this happened, but it did. It happened.
I blame DeAndre.
I'm
Every
sure.
time I'm around DeAndre, he makes me do shots.
I'm going
and
to tell
things.
him at the track this
It's
weekend.
okay. I'll
that
tell
you
him. I'll
knew
call him
for
right
that.
now.
Just tell him to listen, and he'll find out.
That's true.
There you go. Is that the end of the story?
The devil.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's a pretty good one. I like that.
I was
Should have lived it,
next day.
Davey. It was something.
I tried, but I got hired about 3 weeks later.
That's okay.
And actually, it didn't bother me at all that I wasn't in Pocono that weekend.
Okay, cool.
It was a good weekend.
Yeah, it was. It was fun.
It's fun.
Not
It's a better
today,
weekend
fatty.
Not to be in Pocono. Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Was it that weekend?
No,
it was
a
at
diff-
Pocono.
It was a different. It was the next Pocono.
Oh.
I just remember sitting on pit road forever.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because they came
anyways.
up with this good idea, and it
Yeah.
was not a good idea.
It's terrible. So back to today's race to keep us on topic and on track to get out of here at a decent hour.
Truex led a bunch of laps and won the race
Truex was the class of the field. Now that he has finally won New Hampshire
at his home track,
50th
Or
home
close to his
track,
home, I guess.
does he remain a NASCAR Cup Series driver next season?
Nah.
I think he's done. He checked that one off. He's the championship favorite.
You don't think he's going to make an announcement if he retires?
I'm honestly surprised he didn't say, "I've won. I'm not coming back next year."
Let's just
Or next
Let's
week.
just go through what he said today. Then, in lieu of having actual video or audio of him saying it, I will read the transcript
I can't wait to hear this.
of what he said. Uh-oh.
Oh,
we're
boy.
back.
All right, you're not back.
That's okay.
And come on, Chris
There
Christopherson.
we go.
There we
he
go.
is.
I hit the B button by mistake. This is little letters.
button.
Holy moly.
Good
Martin
thing you
Truex
got your
Jr. was
glasses
asked
on.
Do you want me to read it?
He's got
got
his glasses on. He's ready to read, dude.
He's asked about not coming back next year. And he said, I don't know. I'm not sure. I was talking out there to Claire, and I was like, this sport isn't exactly what it appears to be sometimes. It takes a big commitment. My team is amazing. They deserve the very best driver, the guy that wants it more than anyone else. And I've been that guy. I want to make sure that if I come back, I'm willing to do that. It takes a lot. It's not just show up at the track, drive the car, go home. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of commitment. It's a lot of travel, a lot of time missing things with family and friends and all those things that I've done for 25 years. Do you want to keep doing it? And am I willing to sacrifice all those things again for my team? So that's just what I'm thinking about. I don't know that running good and winning makes a difference. It would be pretty awesome to win a championship and walk off into the sunset. I just really don't know. I don't really know. I'm bad at making big decisions. I told somebody out there, I was like, I've been looking at saltwater boats for 5-6 years. Love to fish, spend time on the water. And I haven't pulled the trigger on a boat because I just can't make up my mind what I want. I'm just bad at big decisions.
He ordered that boat today.
Oh, absolutely.
I finally am about to buy one maybe this week. I wish I had more time to figure out what I want to do next year, but I don't, so I'll know soon and you'll know soon.
All right, and that is keyword for I am out.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Nah, he's done.
He's buying
Why
a boat.
don't you think so?
Yeah.
He said he's buying a boat this week.
Yeah.
He's buying a boat.
He's buying a boat.
A saltwater boat, not a...
No, I agree with Dave.
When you
He's
buy a
already-
I'll
saltwater
take it on
boat, you can't
Lake
make it
Norman.
back to the NASCAR race in time.
He's already had his boat picked out. He paid for it and ordered it today.
He
Why
called
don't you
today
think
and said,
he's-
"Hey, y'all,
'Cause he's a
having a boat
competitor.
next week."
Yeah, you know that
He
thing I've been
likes to
waiting on?
race.
But he's been a competitor for 30 years.
Yeah, a little less than
Racers and
that.
racers.
Yeah, but eventually one of the things do. Kevin Harvick's a racer.
Yeah.
I think he wants to go out on top.
Everybody
Truex?
wants to go out on top, but once you get to his age,
Winning
You don't have
races
many
in your
more
final
times.
season is the best way to go out, and he's
true,
won
yeah.
twice in points this year, and once did he win the Busch
he won the Clash.
Clash? So
Did
he's
he?
got 3
Oh,
wins.
okay.
He just needs to hope that Phoenix is on a Monday and he's in it and he'll be good. I mean, that's the Monday man right there.
I don't doubt that he'll be in it. I don't know. I don't know if that. I don't know.
I think right now he is the points leader
Yeah.
as far as the playoff grid goes. I don't know if anybody without wins is above him, but I doubt it at this point in the season. I believe he's the championship favorite to a lot of professional media people,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
not
so.
us amateurs.
He's a flat track master.
Like I said in our first episode, he is hot. It also helps that he's attractive.
And there we have it.
But it's
With a touch of gray.
No, it's okay.
right.
We all got gray.
Actually, he's got about 25 touches of gray up
Yeah.
there. But yeah.
Yo, I found a white hair in my beard the other day, and I got pissed off because I'm on like 28.
That one?
Yeah, that one right there.
Pull it.
I could see it.
Yeah, you
Nah, I'm
gotta
gonna leave
pull
it.
out
I'm
if
going
we
for
can.
that salt and pepper look.
It's gleaming.
More pepper than salt right now. but I think
That was pretty good.
Truex.
Not sure what that had to do with anything, but whatever.
He's not the showy type. And Harvick's not really the showy type either. But being the guy that replaced Dale Earnhardt, you have to have a farewell tour so you can
Yeah.
do the stuff like you did at Atlanta, which was freaking awesome. By the way, if that didn't get to you, like seeing Harvick in his car and the 29
Right.
being driven by Richard around the
I
track,
just like walking by that car in the shop.
that
every day.
was
That's pretty
freaking awesome. Richard driving Dale's last win car at Talladega a couple years ago was pretty cool. It was awesome, but that was something.
Him and
So,
Kevin driving next to each other.
Yeah.
Was,
As soon, I don't know if that was planned or if Kevin's like, hey, I'm going to pull up there. But either way, freaking awesome.
And yeah, Truex doesn't have a history like that where you can
Yeah.
go back and really. What are you gonna put him in the 55 car or whatever it was he drove?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I don't
the
think
car
they're gonna
probably
watch it
doesn't
racing.
even exist anymore.
I don't think
He
they
might
wanna
have-
think
you
about
gotta
those
find-
days.
How you gonna pull it? You put an 8 on the track, get a lawsuit on you.
Yeah, exactly. So, and like I said, Truex isn't really the showy type like that. So
Yeah, he'll,
you know, he'd be. I think he'd be okay with just being done. I think you've got 2 options. Obviously, you've got 2 options, but he wins the championship, he's done. If he has a shitty year the rest of the year, he's done. If he has a kind of mediocre, kind of good year the rest of the year, I think maybe he says, let's give it another shot. Because just because he says, hey, I'm done, doesn't mean he has to be done.
What responsibility does he owe to his team to let them know at a certain point coming up in the next 10 races that he won't be back so that they can make their plans?
I don't know.
So, John Hunter Nemechek.
Oh, he's there and ready. He's ready to walk across the street.
Yeah.
The guy that's going to take over that car. I think we all know that.
Yeah.
The way he's running in
I
that
would
20,
think so.
he's already got some Cup experience, and he did a full reset because it just wasn't right.
Yeah, and that's
Came
cool.
back up through truck, dominated. I think he won the championship, or came close to it. I know he won a bunch
He
of
didn't win the
races.
championship, no.
Came up to JGR. This is his first year in Xfinity, full time.
Yeah, it's
For
first
them.
full time. I
For
think.
them, yeah.
So he's won 3 or 4 races already, maybe 5. They've been the class
Points
of the
leader by
field.
30 points.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not in charge there, but he seems to be the next man up, whether it's next year or whether it's another season in Xfinity and then he moves up again.
And I think it says a lot about a driver because some of these guys, I'm not going to throw any names out there because you can't blame them. Some of these guys get to Cup and they're like, I'm not going back down. I don't care. Like, I'd rather drive a 30th place Cup car than win in a truck race. And
I'd rather
that's,
win.
And that's understandable. I get it. But I'm like, I agree with PJ. I would rather go down and run a lower series and win or at least be competitive than just be there just to be there.
Well, you saw the same thing with AJ Allmendinger.
Right.
He ran and, JTG stuff wasn't that great while he was there.
Yeah.
And he all but retired. He thought he was done, and then
Yeah.
the opportunity was to drive for Colleagues.
Colleague dug him up and was like, guess what? You ain't done winning. We got
He's
a
got
lot more
what?
to do.
I mean, how many wins does he have in the Xfinity
A
Series
freaking
now?
lot,
He's
dude.
got 13 or 15 or 17, something like
Yeah.
that. They were telling on the New Hampshire broadcast the other day that Justin Allgaier has 20 Xfinity wins.
Mm-hmm.
And A.J. Allmendinger has been in it, 4 years, 5 years?
Wow,
And
I
he's
thought
got
he had a lot more on that.
13 or 15. That's what I'm saying.
Allgaier?
Is Allgaier, you think, to be one of the top dogs, but
Yeah.
he has. I mean, you think about it, he hasn't been doing this long because he was driving for H. Scott in the 51 in the Cup Series.
Yeah.
He's got age
Well,
on
he
him.
also drove for Penske
Yeah.
in the Xfinity
So I don't
Series
know how long he's
before
been
Cup.
at JRM, but
Allgaier's stint at Penske in Xfinity was extremely
all about that.
extremely
I can't
unfair
see
to
that
him
for.
because they just shut it down. Like, dude was like
17. So since 2017.
up front every week, and they just shut the deal down.
Penske deal.
So I think you go back in time, and I think that Penske deal doesn't shut down. I think Allgaier runs it one more year, wins the championship, bunch of races, and then goes to Cup, and everything's different. The entire landscape of the Cup Series and NASCAR in general is different.
There's a whole
just
lot
off
of
of
those
that.
what if
Well,
situations
yeah, of course.
out there. Like, what if
What
Bubba
if-
stayed
what
with
if-
Roush and they never
Yeah.
got rid of the 6 car in the Xfinity? What if he stays with KBM and he never drives for Richard Petty?
All right.
There's a whole bunch of that stuff out there that you can what if all day.
Well, of course.
What if Kelly Earnhardt ended up in one of DEI's cars and was the most badass female driver ever? You'll never know.
Could have been. Definitely could have been.
She was the better out of the three.
Yeah.
I do know that.
Did you know? And I'm going to talk about Dale Jr. on his podcast for a second. Did you know that he wanted the 28 when he left the 8?
I did actually listen to that podcast today.
Was that a crazy story or what?
That Texaco told him, no, you can't.
Texaco told Doug Yates, no, we'd rather not. And the way he put it was they said no, but you can't really say no.
Yeah.
They just said, we'd rather not.
Yeah.
And then Doug Yates says, what about the 88? And he's like, yes.
Well, then
I've never heard
that
that
one.
story.
I feel like I heard it a couple weeks ago, but like when he was telling it today, when I was listening today, when he was telling it on the download, it sounded familiar. But he was going over all these numbers, like he was wanting maybe he could be 51 when he moved from DEI to Hendrick, and then that's, he wishes he can go back in time, and there's that connection with Days of Thunder and Hendrick and all that. Yeah. He's like, 51 just seems cool, or a bunch of other numbers, 47, 57, all that.
Yeah.
Manly numbers, he said.
Yeah, manly numbers is what.
What
he
does
called
that
them.
mean?
Well, Manly, I don't know if you remember a driver back
I guess the 69's out.
about 10 or 15 years ago, Cal Naughton
Manliest
Jr.
thing you can do.
Cal Naughton Jr. drove a 47, and that's about as manly of a man as you can get. Shake and bake.
FYI, I did want to mention this today, not today, but this is a belated happy birthday to the great NASCAR driver ever. You want to guess who it is?
I don't know.
Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby?
Oh, yeah, it's today.
Is it today? I saw it
is
on
today.
Facebook. I couldn't remember if it was today or yesterday.
15th?
So,
Oh,
well, today's the 17th.
today's 17. Maybe it was. I don't know.
I thought it was 15th.
That's why I said
Maybe it
belated.
was. Okay, I don't know.
Because that
Happy
covers
birthday,
us for
everybody.
basically 364 days.
And to all you people out there that don't like Talladega Nights,
Fuck you.
oh, okay. I was just
You
going to
don't
say,
look bigger.
Bush Light.
All right,
But yeah, no, I agree with Davey though. If you don't like Talladega Nights,
So let's move on from Truex. Kyle Busch and Ryan Sieg, both in the two different series, had a tough weekend. Each of them destroyed 2 cars, one in practice or qualifying, and then another in the race. One thing I do want to talk about, how is this going to affect the big team over at RCR versus a smaller team like RSS?
I mean, it hurts no matter who you are. Even a bigger team, it still hurts. Not as much, obviously.
I'd say it probably hurts more schedule and the parts that are available because it's harder to get parts for those cars.
But those bumpers are probably coming off anyways.
Probably.
I know when I was on the Cup side at Colleague, bumpers were always getting replaced just because you've got somebody, especially at a place like New Hampshire.
Yeah.
There's so much beating and banging. And last year, those things weren't the most durable, and I think they've even tried to make them less
I mean,
durable.
once you
to
crack the
prevent-
carbon, like, it's pretty much done.
Yeah, so it's a bunch of stuff that's already getting replaced as long as they didn't get into the clip or suspension or anything like that
Right.
on the 8 car. I don't know that that's going to make a difference at all as long as the center section and the clip's fine.
Yeah.
Versus the Xfinity car that they destroyed in practice was their primary New Hampshire car. They pulled out a backup. That was a road course car, and we are coming up on a big road course schedule.
Jesus.
in
Yeah, I
Xfinity
didn't
series.
Road
realize it was
America
as bad as it was.
first,
I
I
was
think.
talking to Lenny today, and he's like, yeah, dude, like, we go to Road America,
Yep,
and then we go to Michigan.
that's after Pocono,
Yeah.
Michigan, or Pocono, Road America, Michigan,
Yeah. And then you go
And
to,
Indy and Watkins Glen,
yeah, back to back.
back to back.
Yeah.
So 3 out of the next 5 weeks, but really 3 out of 4 weeks are going to be road courses.
Yeah. Road America, we get a full 50-minute practice
For the Xfinity
because the
series.
track has been repaved.
Has it?
Ooh.
A
Interesting.
full
some
a full
fast
road
lap
course
times.
repave, which is rare because when they
That's
initially
a whole lot of asphalt.
when they initially started talking about it, like all the crew chiefs and everybody was like, "Oh no, it's no big deal." Like they just repave certain parts because typically a road course you wouldn't repave the whole thing. And then they started reading
This is
into
like
it,
4
and they're
miles,
like, "Oh yeah,
4
no, it
point
is a
something miles.
full repave." Yeah.
Which up there in Wisconsin they do go through crazy.
Did you know that
weather.
mansion rhymes with Wisconsin? I didn't know that. I was listening to T-Pain on the way home from the airport the other night, and I didn't know that. I'm just.
Back to 2007.
I figured you guys would want to know.
Oh, jeez.
We are back at the shop, folks. Good night. Man.
Anyways,
But that wrecking.
There it is.
Yeah. Finally, wrecking their road course car though at New Hampshire, that really puts them
Dude.
in a jam. If that was their primary for Road America,
yeah. Not as much of a jam as if it was their Pocono car, and that's probably why they didn't.
But
take
how many
their Pocono
employees
car.
does RSS have?
I know it's not a lot. I'm not.
And where
by
do
any
they get their
means
cars?
Saying
Yeah, and they're all the way in Georgia. Who's doing their bodies and all that?
Their
Do they do their
clips
own?
and-
And like I don't know
I have no
anything
clue.
about them.
if you replace a clip, you got to send it back to NASCAR to get certified. And who
I
knows
knew-
when you can get in there?
when they were Chevrolet, I know ECR was doing their engines. I still don't know who was doing their cars. Will Jones in Mooresville, maybe. I know that's still a long way. But
They're in Forge, right?
yeah, they're Fords now.
I know they've had that alliance with
might be
SHR
Will Jones.
because the Sonoma Xfinity race that Almirola run.
Oh, yeah,
that
Well,
was
yeah, but that was a
SHR car.
full blown.
Well, that's what I'm saying is they've got some sort of SHR support. But are they doing? Is SHR doing their bodies?
I don't think so. I know
I know with
know.
the composite bodies, it's a little bit easier. But like,
But no matter what,
What do they have?
just them being
I mean, you
as
still have
far
to
away
have
as they
a
are, it
GPS.
puts them in a huge
Right.
bind. Huge bind. I mean,
we've all worked on small teams. We know how much that sucks when you.
yeah,
You know, we the place we used to work at, we tried to run a car 5, 7, 8 weeks in a row.
yeah.
007 and 556. Those were the best cars.
Well, even before that, like when I was at Rick's, we had 400, we had 600. We ran those cars.
Oh, I remember those
everywhere.
too. Shoo.
Those were
There
all
was
balling
430, 431. Those got ran.
431. God, we killed that car one week.
We
How'd you kill it?
rebuilt it. Like when I started there, that car was not in rotation.
Yeah,
And it
we
was
killed
brand
it.
new body and everything, and we put it
They'd
in
let
rotation.
he let cars sit in the back for like years.
There's
and then
still
say,
cars
hey,
sitting in the
you know
back.
what? Build it. Put it together. Let's take it to the racetrack.
Can't do that no more.
No, you sure can't. It's all new stuff now.
So
The Truex.
But it is difficult for
I had
seed,
flashbacks.
and I hate that. It sucks. I mean, you go to the racetrack. You guys have been to the racetrack plenty of times, and like you don't want to see anybody have to do that because it is a crappy deal.
We all know how it feels.
we left the racetrack at 6:30 Friday evening, and we got back at noon the next day. So NASCAR, I think we touched on this a little bit last week, when you have to go to a backup, NASCAR will give you a little extra time. So I think they were wrapping their car like 2 or 3 hours before we even got to the garage Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
What really sucks is
and they were thrashing when we left Friday.
because I heard they had to move the tail over because it was a road course car. The tail was centered, and we don't hang these bodies centered.
Right.
So they were moving the tail and all kinds of crazy stuff to get it ready to run an oval. I don't know about them, but our road course cars are completely different
Oh,
than
yeah.
our oval course.
Yeah.
Not only
Chassis
that,
wise
like
and
the
everything.
splitter bars are different. And
Yeah.
it's a
So
lot of
not
difference.
only that, but they're probably bringing, and this is a probably, so I'm just speculating, but they're probably just bringing an extra chassis as a no shit car.
Yeah.
We're
Well-
probably not going to have to use this, but if we do, it's going to be a hell of a lot of work.
I will say the good news for that kind of stuff is at least road course cars and short track cars are similar. So at least it's more similar than like if you were at
Yeah, I already had the brake ducts and all that stuff.
right. So that
At least
helps.
the holes cut out.
Doesn't make it good, but it helps for sure.
Yeah, and obviously we're just speculating on. We have
Yeah.
no idea how far along those cars are. But all we know is that it sucks.
Yeah.
I remember taking a Speedway car to Martinsville. That was
Didn't
pretty
Jimmy
cool.
Johnson
A
do
lot
that
of
on
people.
purpose?
Yeah, a lot of people took speedway cars.
It
from
was not.
Martinsville, just because it was a thing.
Because we were going to start and park, and they ran the whole race with Speedway brakes and everything.
Ooh,
How do you do that?
that's a good question.
Slowly.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that was a question. I think it. I'm not gonna say anything mean, but it was definitely slowly.
So yeah, it sucks for RSS racing. It's not as big of a blow. Still a blow, but not as big of a blow as RCR's 2 wrecks this week. But
You're gonna blow what? JK. You were talking about blowing, and I'm just like, what are you blowing, David?
so Pocono preview. It is a triangle. There's 3 turns, so we are not going to be honoring Kevin Harvick, I guess, this weekend.
What turn for?
Exactly.
What Harvick?
Damn, that's kind of fucked up.
What turn Harvick? I don't know.
What Harvick? Okay.
Oh.
Jesus.
Bush Light.
You look like you got something to say.
He definitely.
I was trying to think of something cute, but
Oh,
You thought you
It's
said
not
that.
as cute as
Could you-
Bucky on that shirt.
that's
You
right.
remember Shit Show Johnny wear that shirt all the time? Except his
I love Buc-ee's, man. This is the best place to
I have a
go.
picture of that on my phone.
all right, Pocono preview.
I don't know, man.
It's
Pocono.
triangular. Wearing
Bucky.
a Bucky shirt. He's got a little bit too much belly. Needs to start running more.
Shut up.
stupid.
This guy used to be in phenomenal shape. He ran a marathon.
He's in phenomenal shape now.
How long
Look
ago did
at
you run a
him.
marathon?
Look at him.
About 10 years ago.
Dude, I was
Has
going to say
it been that
10
long?
years.
Hey, there's Chris.
What?
Hey, is that the king
Richard
in the background?
Petty in the background?
It is Richard Petty in
Let
the
me see.
background.
Let me see.
That's awesome.
Oh,
A shit show Johnny, the King, and Chris.
Isn't he crew chief somewhere?
That's awesome.
Isn't he crew chief at RSS?
Who?
no,
Chris.
BJ McClellan.
BJ McLeod, that's where it is.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Or,
Yeah, on the
I
cup
guess
side.
it's called Live Fast.
Live Fast Motorsports.
Yeah. So, does anybody have anything for Pocono? It's a triangle. You can
Nope.
not go a lap down.
This segment's going to be boring just like the race is going to be.
Well, we didn't really talk about how good the race at New Hampshire was today. That was a good race. They
we
were
were
three.
at work.
We were
didn't
all
get to
three
watch it.
working.
Well, I watched it, and I was at work. I missed the middle part of it because I had to sit in on a court hearing for a friggin' hour.
sucks.
But
I know Almirola wrecked.
Yeah, I
he-
did see that.
Were they guilty?
I missed that. It was a first appearance. It was.
gotcha.
It was for the guy in High Point who's been running around High Point flashing himself to everybody. This kid.
I
Did
wasn't
he
in
flash
court
the
today.
courtroom?
No, he sat there and behaved himself today.
That
But
was really
he-
tight.
this is his 4th time being brought in on this charge. He has
Wow.
been charged, bailed out, been charged, bailed out, been charged, bailed out, been out.
A
And he
repeat
was,
offender.
running around over by the Publix and Waffle House. And
Is he a
and
crackhead?
he's got mental issues, apparently.
Do you think he listens back at the shop?
I don't think so.
No, but I bet he'd like it if he did.
Yeah.
Most people do.
Do they? I don't even like it. I'm on it.
I don't know. We need to pick up our viewership, though. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Genie
I
in the
hate
bottle.
that one.
Holy shit.
So here's the cool thing about recording the podcast back at the shop. In case anybody was wondering, we are in a real shop, and that was the air compressor. And sometimes when they get low on what their specified capacity, they turn on. They're really, really loud. So if anybody was doubting where we're at, just look at our faces when that air compressor goes off.
Yeah. You okay?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
Are you all right?
I started laughing so hard I couldn't breathe.
Oh, I thought it
I
was
needed some air.
I forgot I turned it back on the other day. I had turned it off for one of the previous episodes, and I was out there working on the boat, and I was like,
Oh,
why
nice.
is my cutoff wheel not working? Turned it back on, and I was like, that's the pressure.
Did you say you needed air? Because I know where you can get some.
Not anymore. You just turned it off.
There's a hose right there.
Still got air in it, though.
There's a blower right behind you.
And beside
There's
We
me.
all
two
know
beside me.
Davey loves blowing.
I like blowers. Or no, you were talking about the race.
I mean, they were,
Almirola.
3 and 4 wide. I didn't see that. I don't think I saw that one. What did I see?
That's the one part I did see.
I saw my man C. Bell, who was on my fantasy team, screw me at the end. I lost fantasy this week by 1 point.
I didn't even look. I forgot to make
Jesus,
picks.
you were like 3rd or
Really?
4th or 7th or something like that.
Yeah.
Third,
It's
fourth, or
somewhere.
seventh.
There's only
somewhere.
8 people in
You're
the
in the
group.
top 10.
There's only 8 people in the league.
You're either near the front or near the back. We don't know.
I'm terrible at fantasy.
So yeah, so the only other 2 people that are decent, well, I'm not gonna say decent, that are like really good at New Hampshire was Christopher Bell and Eric Almirola.
Yeah. Bell got mired back
Both
there in
had
traffic.
issues.
He had some pit road issues, I guess, early in the race.
And he killed the wall.
Eric Almirola had a really big pit issue, and that was the fact that they didn't, shine the lug all the way. And the right rear, was it the right rear that came off?
So left.
Remember my first time.
Left rear or right rear came off. And
5th today.
It's fun. It was bad.
Damn, it was the left rear.
That's fine.
I'm just letting you.
Oh, that's cool.
After I told you it was the left rear. Left rear, right rear, I don't know.
It don't matter.
I just told
All
you.
of them.
It came off and it sucked because he was leading. So yeah.
But yeah, I mean, those restarts were wild, 3 or 4 wide without any major calamities. I don't think they had any calamities on the restarts necessarily. It was pretty
Except the
wild.
10 car.
till that wheel came off.
I'm about to go back and see that one. How did I miss that one? Must have been in that middle part of the race where I was busy.
That was near the end, wasn't it?
Star Stage 3, I think.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Yay, New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
All right,
Best
cool.
thing about that is lobster.
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 Does anybody have anything good to say about Pocono? I want to get it out of the way because we need to talk about it somehow.
I like being on Pocono and iRacing, but I don't know about watching it. It's,
I was gonna
they
say,
get
I'll
strung
tell you
out.
It's
after
one of
Wednesday.
those races. It's always at that
It's like a big left-handed
June,
road
July. It's since I was a kid. It was like 6 weeks apart in the summer, June or July.
Yeah.
I remember us always being at Myrtle Beach, and that was on the TV.
Right.
And it always sucked.
I'll be on vacation this
You
week.
go to Pocono and you're like, yeah, we're in Pocono. And then like a month later, you're like,
Well, yeah, we're in
how are we
Pocono.
back in Pocono? What happened? Luckily, we only go there once now.
God, the doubleheader those days. I'm glad I went on the road. That looked like the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
It was pretty. No, so Cup ran doubleheader, but
Well, right, it ran with
Xfinity,
truck one day and Xfinity the next.
Xfinity, we went out a day early. So we would fly out on that Saturday, like early. We'd fly out with the Cup guys. So they had to be there. We'd fly out early. We'd go fish at a ski resort we weren't supposed to be at.
It's July. What the fuck?
Exactly. they
Fish at a
closed.
ski resort?
Yeah.
What's
It
all
was
the water
beautiful.
melting? There's fish under there? All the snow melting? There's fish
Water
under it?
skiing.
What? We
I'm
had
so
the spot that
confused.
I think it was at the Jack Frost Resort. We would go fish,
So what you're doing
and
is
we would get
committing-
there. Yeah, it was
You're-
definitely a
you're-
crime because
you're-
where we parked,
What's the word I'm looking for?
So
the gate beside where we parked
Incriminating
said
yourself.
no trespassing.
Yeah,
So we
self-incrimination,
jumped
man.
it
You should definitely plead the fifth right now.
or went under it, and then we walked down this.
He's not worried about the statute of limitations.
That's right.
jumped
and
it
we
or
fished.
went under the fence, and you
He went under the
be
fence
in need?
while other people
I
went
went
over
under.
the fence.
I went under,
Yeah.
which is fine.
That's a big hole. Why is there a hole that big under the fence?
It got a point.
So you know those ones that have like the bars, and then they have the little triangles down, but in the center they're just the 2 bars touching, and then the triangles go down from there. I went under the center where the 2 bars touched, and there's a lot of room you can get
How'd
under.
they touch
you
them?
look like you go under where the 2 bars touch.
It's okay.
good one,
2023.
baby.
I'm not
Everybody
happy.
else is laughing. You're just mad you're at the expense of it.
No, I'm not mad.
Okay, good. All right, Pocono racing.
there,
I
bud.
don't care about the area. It's the honeymoon capital of the world.
Yeah, but
Back
that's
in
the only
60s.
good thing about it is the area.
All right,
The racing
and that area
sucks.
sucks. I hate that area.
They have Wawa.
Why?
What?
Wawa's just an overpriced Buc-ee's or Sheets. It's not overpriced, but
I don't
you
want
know
to take this microphone off the stand and hit you in the head with it.
Do it, bitch.
Wawa is the northern sheets.
Yeah. See.
Still no Buc-ee's.
/.
It is no Buc-ee's.
It's not a Buc-ee's, but
Buc-ee's
it
is
doesn't-
here.
Buc-ee's
Sheets
is
is here.
God tier.
Wawa's is here.
Where would you rank Come and Go?
Ooh.
69.
Under Buc-ee's.
Hell yeah.
Of course you would.
Buc-ee's is freaking awesome.
No, I know that. I'm saying, but you rank it second. We all know
Yeah,
Buc-ee's
second.
is number one. I think we can all agree. on
Second,
that.
Sheets is
If you-
third.
If you
and
don't
Wawa's
like
fourth.
Buc-ee's, then
I like Circle K myself.
what? What do they have?
Circle
Coffee.
K has been like
Coffee is banging.
like
Wawa's got
the new
subs
Circle
really
K's
good.
have been like stepping up their game.
I like Wawa.
Wawa,
Sorry.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
but you would rank it under Sheets?
yeah.
Are you?
I live in the South.
He's got a point. Sheets does have good fried food too.
Yeah, but you know Wawa and Sheets are from the same place.
I've never
right?
eaten a single meal from Sheets.
There's Caesar
Are you a
chicken
communist?
wrap.
I just don't. I can't.
Big
Eat,
Mott's chicken sandwich.
I can't eat somewhere that has gas and
that
for
is
sale
not-
outside.
Really?
Yeah, no.
So you
Have
don't eat
eaten
at Buc-ee's?
Got
Ah, stupid.
Okay, I take that back. Sheets food sucks.
Have you ever
see,
eaten
just
it?
say that.
Then how do you know?
But a brisket at Buc-ee's is
All
the
right,
bomb.
we're bringing Chris Sheets.
Brisket on the board?
next week.
Big
Or
Mott's
not next
chicken
week. You're not
sandwich.
gonna be here.
You can be here in 3
Oh, you got to beat that out. Sorry, Bush Light.
Wait, what did you say? What'd you
Fuck.
Fuck.
Bug.
So, anyways, Big Mott's chicken sandwich. It comes with
say? Chicken?
bread, mozzarella
Mozzarella?
cheese, mozzarella sticks.
I don't like mozzarella sticks.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What? You're a kid. How did you not know?
Where are you going?
I didn't know my dad was a
On
communist.
Vacation?
Florida.
Russia.
I'm
Florida.
surprised you're not going home to China.
Russia.
Yeah, I thought you were going to communist Russia. Jeez, you don't like cheese sticks?
All right, we're gonna move on.
I don't like mozzarella sticks.
What are y'all's playoff predictions?
What playoffs?
Diction.
So today we are going to do the
NASCAR.
Cup playoffs. We are 6 races until the beginning of the playoffs. As of right now, the drivers who
yeah,
have
the
a win
pictures.
and are locked in to the Cup Series playoffs are Martin Truex Jr., William Byron, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin,
Boosh.
Kyle Larson, Ross Chastain, Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, Tyler Reddick, and Daytona 500 champion Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Stenhouse.
The next 5, 12 through 16, are currently in on points with Harvick 137 to the good, Keselowski 108, Busher 97, Bubba Wallace and Michael McDowell 2 and 1 point to the good respectively.
Yeah.
We'll go to 20th place. We'll go to 21st because Justin's in 21st. But on the bubble, all drivers capable of making it on points, some of them most likely needing a win. Daniel Suarez, AJ Allmendinger, Ty Gibbs, Alex Bowman, Justin Haley from 17th to 21st. That being said, who do y'all see being not any playoff predictions, but in the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs?
So I'll be honest. I think up until this is just because of numbers. I'm not really basing this off anything else. Well, RFK has been running really good the past. They started off the year not terrible, but you could see they're gaining momentum. A lot better than last year, at least for Brad. You know, the 17 ran decent last year, but Brad
Nice.
didn't run great. But I think 14th. I think Busher, Harvick, Keselowski, and Busher are safe.
Yep.
You know, Busher's the lowest of the three, and he's plus 97. Obviously, anything can happen, but I think unless something crazy breaks the momentum, they stay there. Bubba, McDowell, Suarez, Allmendinger. Suarez and Allmendinger can both win a race. You know, and you got a lot of road courses coming up, so that's why I would say, you know, I'm going to be that guy and say AJ's going to win one of the road courses or at least point their way in.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact stat, but they have gained a ton of points
They are on
in the
the-
past 6 weeks. Like,
They have the
it's
highest trajectory
ridiculous.
right now towards the cut line.
Yeah, and today, I don't think today helped a ton, but they still had a solid top 20
It hurt
finish.
that much either.
No, I don't think it hurt at all, hardly. Maybe a few points.
Yeah.
So one you didn't mention, who's not in the playoffs right now, who had some serious issues this year so far with a broken leg and a suspension is Chase Elliott.
Yep.
He's like in, 23rd?
Yeah.
He's not on my list.
60 points. He's 60 points back.
I don't think he makes it.
So let's just think about this. Here's the list of winners from Pocono to the end last year, or at least to Daytona. Chase Elliott won Pocono this race last year. He's going to have to do that if he's going to get in because he's not going to make up 60 points.
No.
And then Tyler Reddick won the Grand Prix at Indy. Kevin Harvick busted off 2 in a row at Michigan and Richmond. Larson won Watkins Glen. Dillon won Daytona.
Yeah.
That was Daytona's the last race, right? That's
Right.
Yeah. So that's what we're looking at as far as history is concerned.
Yeah.
The only one of those guys there's a couple of Chase Elliott and
Alex Bowman is out right now.
Chase and who did I say won that
thought
one?
Bowman
Oh,
was
Austin
pointing
Dillon.
his way in almost.
Chase and Austin Dillon are the 2 winners that needed it last
Bowman's
year.
not even in the top 22.
Everybody else is in. Austin Dillon's out, right? He's not in. He's
Yeah.
out by a lot.
He's out.
Yeah,
He's in like 30 something.
So he would need to pull off the repeat at Daytona, and we all know that was really he was doing pretty good in
Yeah,
the
I
race,
think there
but it
were
was really a product of the
7 or 8
the
cars
rain.
the
left.
rain. I mean, he could have won it either way if he'd have held on because he was up there.
Yeah.
Not at that point when the rain came out necessarily, but he passed like 20 cars when the rain happened.
Yeah.
So who are your 12 through 16? Harvick, Keselowski, Busher, the other 2.
Harvick, Keselowski, Busher. I think Bubba points his way in. I don't think he wins a race. I think he wins a race before the end of the year, but I don't think he wins one before because he says himself he's terrible at road courses. That's fine. Some drivers just aren't suited for road
He's a lot
courses.
better than he was.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I think he points his way in, and I think I'm going to go on a limb here and say AJ wins the race and gets himself in by that. Or, AJ could point himself in, too.
Yeah.
Who knows?
What's your go?
That look that you do
I didn't know.
cracks me up.
I think that's just his face.
Sorry.
12 through 16.
Definitely Harvick. It's tough.
Keselowski has a bunch
Cause-
of points to the good.
I was looking at Cindric, and Cindric is really good on road courses.
Yeah, he's good enough for top 10.
I mean,
Just being straight. I mean, he dominated Xfinity road courses, but Cup hasn't been. Like I said, he'll run top 10. But, yeah.
Harvick, Busher, Allmendinger, Cindric.
You left one out, stupid. You got to pick 5.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh,
You think Keselowski falls out?
I think
He's
Keselowski
100 and
falls
some
out.
points to the
I was
good.
gonna
You
say,
think
he's going to
about
have
go
like
terrible?
4 DNFs to fall that far.
I mean,
That's pretty freaking bold.
I mean,
That's a big fall.
Hey,
That's what we're here for.
It's all
Bold
possible.
takes.
It's possible.
It is definitely possible.
Yeah.
be on top 1 second, not on the other. You can be on your top. Who knows?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
You done?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Hit your button.
So, similar to what I was saying a second ago. So I think Kevin Harvick stays in as 12. Brad stays in as 13th. Chris Buescher falls out. Even though he's got a big pad there, he'll fall out because somebody wins their way in. Bubba Wallace will fall out either by points or somebody winning their way in. McDowell will stay in because he's been running great to an extent lately, and there's some road courses coming up that he'll probably excel on.
And Daytona.
And then I think, Justin Haley's 46 back, but I think he could pull off the summer Daytona win again.
You good.
And Chase
not-
Elliott, I feel like Pocono is going to be their race.
So, I'm not going to put any of my eggs in any basket at Daytona, and I'm going to go ahead and say probably going to be one of the winners we already have winning there.
That could
Or it's
happen.
just going to be a complete surprise. So I'm throwing that out. I'm not even going to worry about trying to predict who's going to win that shit show. The Chase Elliott thing, his heart's not in it this year. He doesn't seem like he wants to be there. He's not running well. The two, you've got Byron, you've got Larson. I mean, Larson's won a race or two,
Yeah.
but he's not been dominant. Byron's been in another league as far as
Byron's been
Hendrick
the
goes.
best Hendrick car by a lot.
But 3 of those cars, Bowman was the points leader there for a while, and then he got hurt.
Yeah.
He was still in the playoffs, and they've just nosedived. I don't think Bowman makes it unless he gets a win.
Nose
But
dive, nose dove,
No, Steve.
nose divin.
I said he took
Nose
a
goes.
nosedive. He took a nosedive.
I don't know why he was. I don't know what you said wrong.
I don't either.
He said he nosedived.
I thought I said
wow.
he took a nosedive.
You're an idiot. Okay.
He nosedove.
Anyways, Chase Elliott, this is a hot take. He doesn't seem like he wants to race anymore. Ever since he broke his leg, I don't know what his attitude is, but he does not seem like he wants to be in that race car.
Dude. That's always been his attitude. It's just,
But he sucks this year.
He's very dry.
I won the race and the championship.
But
Appreciate all my guys back at the shop.
He's a very mellow
Everything's
individual. You know what?
awesome.
Who's else is mellow?
Life's good,
Ryan
but-
Blaney's a mellow individual, but he races his guts out.
Oh, yeah.
Chase Elliott does not seem, compared to years previous, he does not seem like he wants to be in that car because it's the first time ever that he is not running well, and he just, doesn't seem like he wants to be doing it.
Maybe he doesn't.
So, my last 5 in is Harvick, Keselowski, Busher. I believe that Allmendinger goes to the Indy Road Course and gets it done, where he is always good. And this might be the last ever Indy Road Course, if you believe any of those rumors.
I hope so.
I heard they're doing a tire test on the oval.
Hope it's done. Love Indy. Always want to go to Indy. Go back to the Oval.
And then my 16th spot, this guy's son, Bubba Wallace.
I'm like,
I don't know if that's right.
It's not right, but you see that on the
Rusty Wallace Jr.
So,
okay. Jesus.
well, is Rusty a nickname too, so you don't know. Is Rusty a real name? I don't know.
I don't know.
All right. So Wallace takes the last spot. He points his way in.
Rusty
I'm
is
not
short
even
for
going
rusted.
to.
Rusted Wallace.
Russell.
Russell Wallace.
See, that's a nickname. So, yeah. Allmendinger gets a win, and Wallace gets in on points. And then, that's going to leave some big names out. But,
Yeah.
when they don't seem like they give a damn,
Sucks to
what
suck.
you get.
Well, he kind of got, for the first time in probably forever, growing up as a race car kid and race car driver, he got how many weeks off this year with the leg? 6,
Yeah.
7, and then another week out with the suspension. He got a taste of freedom. He's got a lot of money in the bank already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is true, but he couldn't do anything with
He's
a
gonna
broken
call
leg.
up-
You
he's
can,
gonna-
but you can't.
He's going
he
to
was
call
all
up
over
that.
the place, though. If you follow the social media, he didn't just sit down after the first week or two and not do anything.
Yeah.
He went to this and that and the other.
He's going to call up that gymnast chick he was hanging out with a couple weeks ago and say, hey,
What was her name?
let's go. I don't know. Ain't got a clue.
LSU, what's her name?
Couldn't
Livy
say.
Dune. Yeah, that's her name.
Wow. Davey has done his research.
I mean, there's only 7 billion pictures.
He
of
likes
it.
sports.
I bet it was some pretty hands-on research if I had to guess.
Russell William Rusty Wallace Jr.
No shit.
That's him.
Wow.
Wow, so Bubba would be the third.
Bubba Wallace the third.
Darrell Wallace the third. He hates being called Bubba Wallace Jr. I know sports.
That was just fair.
I got your back, Bubba.
Somebody called him Daryl in an interview the other day, and I thought, "Who's Daryl? Oh, Bubba." We're racing Daryl back there, and it was tough racing Daryl back there.
So, yeah. So the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs starts in 7 weeks. There's 6 races until that. We shall see how that unfolds. I'm thinking when old photog Chris comes back from his vacay, we'll do the Xfinity Series because we'll be about 6
Yeah,
weeks
that's
out
cool. Sure.
then as well, and we'll do the however many that's left to get
That
in.
was cute.
The Truck Series playoffs, I'm pretty sure, starts in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't really.
It's
understand
pretty
how that-
ridiculous.
only got
how
5
early-
races.
Let's run through that one real quick.
It's
Hold on.
crazy
Let's
how
look.
early theirs starts.
Let's just look and see.
Now-
Zane Smith's going to win the championship again.
I
Case
can't
closed.
name you 10 Truck Series drivers.
Corey Heim, Zane Smith, Christian Eckes, Grant Enfinger, Carson Hocevar, Ben Rhodes, Ty Majeski, Nicholas Sanchez, Matt DiBenedetto, Matt Crafton are the top 10. Stuart Friesen, Tanner Gray, Chase Purdy on the bubble.
All right, Store Friesen is going to take over for DiBenedetto, and that's going to be your playoffs.
I thought he said Stu Friesen was in.
No, he's 11th.
He's 11th. He's only there's a
Oh, is
point.
there
It's
10?
a +1 and -1
Yeah.
situation.
Oh, is DiBenedetto in?
Yeah.
Yes, he's 9th +5.
He'll fall out. Store Friesen will take his place.
Wow.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
Why you got hit on Debrito?
Yeah.
He's had plenty of time.
God,
to see he was a race car
I was
driver or not.
disappointed when he didn't just jump in the Truck Series and start dominating.
Me
So
too.
it's like, okay.
I didn't think he'd dominate, but my God.
I figured he'd win a race or 4.
Yeah.
It's been 3 years now.
He won a race.
Has it been?
By accident. He didn't even cross the line first. He won because they threw the yellow early.
He's like the Haley Deegan of male drivers.
Jesus Christ.
Do-do.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, that's it.
Haley Deegan of Mel Drivers.
All right, so
Hey,
it's-
at least he finishes most races, though.
Yeah, that's true. He does finish. He didn't finish well,
Yeah.
but he finishes.
I mean, I can't wait till the next time that Lawless Allen and Haley Deegan get in a scuffle because she's going to whoop his butt.
Does he still drive?
Yeah, and he's
Unfortunately.
terrible. He took her out at Mid-Ohio, and she went on a rant about it on the YouTube.
Didn't he
She
take
go
her out
around
at
about it
North
behind
Wilkesboro
the steering
too?
wheel.
She's going to,
Didn't he take her out at North Wilkesboro
There,
too?
Martinsville last year.
Jesus.
And then she got into him at Nashville Super Speedway, and legitimately she just drove in too hot, and
Yeah.
he happened to be there. I don't think she even
She needs
knew.
to lay the law down.
Yeah, I was
She
gonna
needs
say,
to.
Somebody wrecked me 3 times. I ain't accidentally running into
She does need to be a little more aggressive. I've made it a habit. I try to.
like a lawless
I
asshole.
used to listen to her scanner every week when I was at home.
spit to that
Jesus,
one. I want you to
y'all
know.
are silly. And honestly, on the radio, they
I know
baby her. Like they baby her, and I'm like,
Have you seen Brian Deegan?
babying her.
You want to be on his shit list? I don't. I'd baby her too.
Yeah, but that ain't helping her. It's not helping her
He's
at all.
broken every bone in his body 3 times. He's probably fragile as glass.
Or he's got metal rods everywhere. And I mean everywhere.
What they need to do is give her carte blanche to go out there and do whatever the frick she needs to do.
What does that mean?
Permission.
Oh.
If you need to wreck somebody, wreck somebody. If somebody's been effing with you, give it right back.
Yeah.
Because they don't respect her. None of those guys in that series respect her at
You
all.
want to
They don't respect each other.
Well,
But that's
no.
the thing. They don't respect each other.
No,
I don't
they
think it's a
don't.
problem. Like, they're like, hey, she's a woman. We're going to wreck her ass. I just don't think they respect each other.
Well, she ends up on the bad end of it more times than not. And
Agreed.
Most of the time, none of it's her fault.
Agreed.
Now,
yeah.
she has made mistakes, but
Yeah.
she's run good in some races until the last 10 laps.
I can't.
What are y'all talking about?
Davey is such a
real?
meatball.
What?
Davey is a meatball.
Yeah, I know. I got that part. I agree with that.
And what about Natalie Decker? Do you think her career's over with?
Yeah, she's moved to OnlyFans
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I still have hope in Haley Deegan.
Yeah.
No, I do. I still have hope.
Her dad was my hero, but she is not.
Yeah.
It's gone from metal to militia to
A pile
whatever's
of metal.
softer than metal militia.
A pile of metal.
Pillow militia.
Aluminum militia? I don't know.
Aluminium.
That's still metal.
That is true.
All right, so let's move on to the podium for the week.
The podium.
This week, we're going to do top 3 condiments / sauces. Have y'all had time to think about what your favorite is?
I don't have to.
What's your least
have to
favorite? I know
think
you have a
about it.
rant about it.
Yeah, damn sure
I'll
do.
let you start. Go ahead.
Sounds good. Ketchup's for poor people. I hate ketchup. Hate it.
Okay.
Ketchup is on the let me finish. Ketchup is dead last. There's a list of every condiment known to man from the beginning of time until now, ketchup is on the bottom. I hate ketchup. Now you can make some awesome stuff with ketchup, but
Chili.
ketchup itself, exactly. I don't put ketchup in my chili. I'm not a communist. Ketchup itself sucks. Oh yeah, I got to tell you my favorite too. Ranch is number 1. As
Ooh.
you can look at me and guess what? What?
No.
I don't understand.
Let him finish. Let him rank
You
it,
can?
and then you can talk shit.
Speaking of ketchup,
I'm
you
gonna.
you can mix ketchup and ranch and it's delicious.
That's
Ketchup
just $1,000.
ketchup sucks. Ranch is number
Mute
1.
yourself.
Yeah, stop talking. It's my turn. Ranch.
Mustard?
Ranch and ketchup.
You can do
That's all you
sauces
got?
too. You don't have
Ranch,
to do just
Chick-fil-A sauce, barbecue. Done.
Ooh, Chick-fil-A sauce is banging.
Yeah, because you can buy it in the bottle now, and you
yeah.
can put it on anything.
That makes me get second guess my
Anything.
list now.
How am I not a fan of
Ketchup.
Chick-fil-A sauce? I don't like Chick-fil-A sauce.
What?
You are a communist.
God.
Let's go back to China.
Yeah, you don't get to talk.
I'm going to give you a preview. My favorite condiment
Just go with all of them.
Well,
that I
just do
use
yours.
on
Do
more
your
things.
list.
Okay, I'll do my list.
3, 2, 1.
And I hadn't
Not
thought
1,
of-
2, 3. Build the excitement.
3, 2, 1. Okay. And I haven't even thought about this until we started talking about it. I saw the note earlier and I was like, I'll think about it later. 3, blue cheese. Blue cheese
I do
dressing.
love
And
blue
you know what I
cheese.
like with
Oh,
my blue
some
cheese? I like it on a
wings.
salad, but on a chicken wing.
Wings.
Oh, there used
I
to be a
agree.
place I'd go in Lexington for dinner, and it was down on South Main Street. We ate there I ate there with Chocolate Myers
Ted's.
and Karen Myers for lunch almost every
Ted's.
2 or 3 times a week back in the day. It was called Christo's.
What?
It was a little
Christo's
Italian
is
place.
delicious.
I do love Christos.
And I think there's one in Welcome now, right? Is that where the one is? Where's the Christo's
It's
at?
in Lexington.
But
on
they
number
were way
8.
down on South Main Street. way down there where the
maybe
Shell
that's
gas
the one I'm
station
thinking
is.
You don't have yourself on the screen, by the way.
Is it? Is that the one that was in like the
job,
old building, the really tall building?
No, there was one there too. At some point they moved, but it was in the.
That's where it's at
It was
now.
down
It's
closer
so
to the
good.
hospital in Lexington.
No, it's
Way back
we're
in
talking
the.
about the
I mean,
same one.
back
It's
when you
na-
were
it's
10-year-old.
No, I know, but it's close to the hospital.
And
is it right across from the train tracks?
He was probably 20. He's pretty
Maybe,
old.
right across from Sheets.
Yeah,
almost.
that's the same one.
Or right just across and up from the highway patrol station. But
Yeah.
anyway,
You're
That's
getting
the
off
one.
topic of salt.
That's
their blue cheese was the homemade and the best blue cheese I've ever had. Big old chunks of blue cheese. Oh,
Yeah,
I love some blue cheese. So
Just needs to set
that,
up
but
back
I'm gonna make that number 3.
that's fine.
Number 2, not ketchup. Hey, and ketchup's
Thank
down the
God.
list. I could give or take some ketchup,
Yeah.
right?
Throw it in the trash.
Number 2 is gonna be, and I'm. No, I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna keep my number 1. What I said was number 1 when we started this a second ago. Number 2, the El Guapo salsa at Moe's Southwest, whatever it's called. That it's not hot. It's a nice mild salsa, and I get about 4 of those little cups of it for the chips. I like a lot. I like salsa.
Is that red or green?
It's red.
It's the
It
bright
is red.
red.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I like a spicy. Like I like some Texas Pete or
Yeah.
New York City or whatever.
What?
Um,
What was that?
New York
Texas
City.
Pete.
No shit, I know
New
that.
York City.
Okay.
I like salsa.
made in Winston.
Any of the salsas, but that El Guapo at Southwest, it's just good stuff for the chips.
Welcome
Right?
to Moe's.
Let's go back. Let's honorable mention the Moe's queso dip. Oh my god, that's some good stuff. It's better than any queso you can get at any Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
agree.
I don't know what they put in it. Probably lots of salt.
Crack.
That too.
Cocaine.
Cocaine.
Yeah. Number
Cocaine
one,
is a
though.
hell of a
Number-
drug.
Number 1, and y'all are gonna laugh. Y'all are gonna laugh your asses off. And I tell you what, my number 1 condiment is because I use it in everything from
Shit.
hot dogs and hamburgers
Can I guess?
to
Can
tuna fish sandwiches.
we guess?
I know it.
It's got to be mayo.
Nate.
Nope, I don't like mayo.
I know where he's going with this. Go ahead. I know
You
what
any
it is.
guesses?
It's the other one.
Mustard.
Yep, mustard is my number 1
You
condiment.
put mustard in your tuna?
I like mustard in my tuna, and you know
Okay,
why?
that's probably
Calories.
pretty good.
It's
No, I'm
0
not gonna
calories.
hate
It
on
goes
that.
back to the days when I was working out hardcore and running. You can eat tuna with mustard. The mustard is a binder with 0 calories. Why do
Yeah.
you think they put it on outside of meats when they rub the butts to smoke it?
Good point. I love rubbing butts to smoke them.
Exactly. So I love some mustard on hot dogs, on hamburgers. I could eat a hamburger with just mustard and be fat and happy.
That's cool.
You can
Man,
tell,
I
right?
won't laugh at that. I think that's fair. Mustard. I do
Respectable.
think mustard is underrated.
I do as well.
And because it's 0 calories, it's just got a big advantage on
Yeah.
all those other.
That is
Mayonnaise
true.
is like a tablespoon's like 1,400 calories. Certainly blue cheese is. Whew.
He's right. PJ, you want to go ahead?
All right, PJ, your turn.
Ooh, we're starting from
Hold
3.
on. No.
3, 2,
you
1.
you go.
I
because
go
you
last
always
every time.
go last.
It's my idea, so I go last every time. Go,
Probably
PJ.
gonna suck anyway.
You're at the back of the line. I agree with Sam with ketchup. Fuck ketchup.
I do like ketchup, by the way.
Oh
Ketchup
my
sucks.
god, I hate it. I don't agree with the part of it's for poor people because poor people love ranch, and I love ranch. That's my number 1.
All right, start with your number 3. Build excitement.
He's told us what his number 1 is, so there's no building at this point.
Yeah,
All right, go.
everybody
Let
knows
us
I like
let
ranch.
us down easy.
What's your
You
honorable
put ranch on lettuce.
Do what?
Stand up. What's your honorable mention? Since you already gave away your number 1, what would be your okay? I could take it on any given day.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
That's your honorable
Jesus.
mention. Blue cheese is my honorable mention because it would be number 4.
Sorry, we didn't get you in the honorable mention list sooner.
Honestly,
So I'm going number 2
might be
then.
better than barbecue.
And mostly I'll put ketchup on my French fries, but
Whatever.
Garlic cilantro.
the fudge.
Where do you get that?
Like Latin. You've had it
At
with me at the Cuban
Sofritas.
restaurant. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was
I-
so disappointed when we
Oh.
couldn't eat there last time.
I don't
You've
think
had it
I've-
too.
Have I?
Pollo Tropico in Florida.
Oh, I love
Oh,
that
yeah,
place.
that place was good.
Yeah,
I don't remember
It's
it,
the white,
but I feel like I
garlicky salsa.
should
Yo,
because
I'm
that sounds
hungry
like
now.
something I would.
You put
eat.
some of those yuccas. Ooh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
that's
Yeah,
fair.
so that's my number 2.
Yep.
Number 3 is probably, I mean, it's got to be like Chick-fil-A's buffalo sauce.
Ooh, that's
Really,
good,
you
too.
put the buffalo sauce over the Chick-fil-A sauce?
Yeah,
Okay.
I like spice.
Nah,
I like their ranch, but I don't love it.
I'd honestly put their
They're
sriracha sauce over the
Weird,
Chick-fil-A sauce.
oddly, like of the fast foods, probably Wendy's has the best. Like
Wendy's
ranch.
does have a good ranch.
I think McDonald's has
They've
got
got
the
that
best
ghost
ranch.
pepper ranch. Have you tried that?
I have not.
Sounds good.
All right. So you had honorable mention Chick-fil-A, Buffalo, that Yucca stuff, whatever you said was.
Garlic.
Garlic,
Yeah, that.
cilantro.
And then ranch. All right. My honorable mention is going to be, and he brought it up, and I hadn't even thought about it, but the Moe's green salsa
Okay.
is the salsa verde is the only salsa I will touch at Moe's. I love Moe's. I will dip an entire chip in an entire little side thing of that and just drink the stuff and throw the chip away.
Can I
That's
ask
how
you a
much
question real
I
quick?
love
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I do need to know. Moe's or Chipotle?
Moe's.
Moe's.
Thank God.
Okay.
Moe's.
Chipotle is ass.
Chipotle sucks. Okay, sorry for interrupting. I'm just making sure we're all
In
on the
a
same
pinch,
page.
what's that other place? The
Salsaritas, and it is.
Is Barbaritos.
Barbaritos.
Is
I thought it was salsa.
There's
yeah,
a Salsaritas.
is-
Salsaritas
There's
is
both.
good.
But never Chipotle.
Nah,
I've had
sucks.
Chipotle like twice in my life.
Do you want extra
It's always
queso?
just bland.
Yeah, because that's the only thing that's got any flavor. Absolutely.
And it's not as good as
The
Moe's.
rice tastes like a damn lime piston in the rice bucket.
He's not wrong. All right, so my honorable mention: salsa verde at Moe's. Number 3. So this is that warm feeling you get when you go eat an Oriental meal.
God, I was hoping you wouldn't say pee.
No, you
It's called a wet dream, baby.
get some hibachi steak. You get the vegetables, the mushrooms, the zucchini. You get 17 pounds of that fried rice.
Yeah.
What do? You
Yeah,
soak
drench
it
it in white sauce.
in white sauce.
That's fair.
And that is my number 3. Is a Japanese white sauce. Okay.
Yum yum sauce, huh?
Thank
That
you, all.
stuff is delicious.
Thank you all for listening. Good night, everybody.
My number 2.
What? Wait.
I thought
Sorry.
that was the whole list.
I've listed 2, stupid. My honorable mention and number 3.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Davey gets a warm feeling when the white sauce comes out.
Every time
He's
you
like,
get that warm feeling. I get the warmest of feelings because that's like having an orgasm when you eat that stuff. I love it. And he knew exactly what I was talking about.
do that. I was trying to unplug my mic, but I couldn't do it successfully.
My number
This is
2,
for show.
classic buffalo. You get it on some hot wings, boneless wings. You can dip your fries in it. You can put it on and chili. You can put it on pretty much anything out there. Classic medium buffalo is going to be delicious. Not spicy. I don't want to burn my taste buds off, but you just get a nice medium. Got some kick. Got a whole lot of flavor. It is delicious. Texas Pete wing sauce comes to example. That's an amazing.
What he's
buffalo
saying is he
sauce.
puts that shit on everything.
Not Frank's Red Hot. I'm not a big fan of that.
Really?
But Texas Pete buffalo, probably like right there.
And, it's
And
made
my number
locally.
1.
That's
Okay,
right,
you were
local.
going to be able to tell I'm a weaver because I put this shit on everything.
Fucking
All right,
ketchup, isn't
it is. I will put it on fries. I will put it on a burger. I'll put it on tuna. I will put it on everything he mentioned earlier, and that
And
means
more.
I am his son. My number 1 by far, the 0-calorie killer, yellow mustard. I love it, and I will put it
Nice.
on anything. And I am definitely Chris Weaver's son
Well, we knew
because
that.
I made this list.
I did not know this.
I made this list of my, and you can see my top sauces. And I made this list when at 8:39 p.m. is the last time I looked at it. That didn't do me any good. I made this list at like 5 o'clock.
Yeah, we've been going for like an hour and 45 minutes.
We really
at this
haven't.
point,
We
so.
started at like 7:20.
Okay, so
Hour
an
and a half.
hour and 25.
Did you say,
Whatever.
or did you know when I was going to say mustard that that's what I was going? When I started.
When you said tuna, I knew because you
tuna.
got me on
Never
that
had
putting
mustard
mustard and
on
tuna
tuna.
kick.
No,
I like
but I
the
want to
buffalo-
try it now.
Like 15 years
Yeah.
ago, he's like, "Hey man, I'm gonna put some relish and some mustard in my tuna." And I'm like, "What the hell are you doing? Ain't that made with mayonnaise?" And I'm just a 10-year-old kid. I don't know any better.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, try this because it's healthy for you and it's delicious." And I have not used mayonnaise in tuna since.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to have to try that now.
It
'cause
is.
it
you don't
sounds
really
like
taste
it'll
the
be
mustard
good.
either in that
You
in
don't.
the tuna. It's just sort of there to stick it together.
But
you
I
know?
like mustard so much that
Yeah.
it's that. I mean, you see it every morning. I get a packet of mustard while I'm getting a bologna sandwich
Yeah,
for
I do the
breakfast.
mustard is
same.
good on a sandwich
Off the
like
bread
that.
truck?
Yes,
Yeah.
whether I'm getting a bacon, egg, and cheese, I'll put mustard on that.
Oh, that's
Just always
new.
get that packet of mustard, and it just makes everything. and
my-
it's the tanginess of the mustard.
My
and-
complaint is, why are the mustard packets so much smaller than the ketchup and everything else
Because
packets?
it's more overpowering.
It's
Because
so
ketchup's
delicious.
cheap.
Yeah.
For poor
you know
people.
why? Because it's for poor people.
It ain't nothing but sugar.
The poors
I
love
will
ketchup.
put ketchup on some chili cheese fries. Now I am a condiment
Yeah.
connoisseur. I love
That's made for ranch.
The chili and the cheese are on the fries as the
that's not a
condiments.
condiment.
You don't
See, I'm
add.
not a big. If honestly, if chili fries were a thing and it wasn't frowned upon in today's market, But I feel like chili fries would be frowned upon. Like, you're looking at me.
You ever been to Cookout?
Yeah, I don't get chili cheese fries from a place like that.
It's delicious. What do you mean?
Fast food chili cheese fries are shit. I'm talking about, like, you go to Lexington Barbecue, you go to Tommy's, you go to Speedy's, and get chili cheese fries. That's delicious. You go to probably Wendy's has got the best chili cheese fries, and that's just because their chili's okay.
they're ghost pepper fries.
Why can we call it chili? Why can we call them chili cheese fries when the Mexican people have a cool name for something with chili and cheese on it, and it's called nachos?
Because there's no fries and nachos, dumbass.
Nacho fries are delicious, though.
Nacho fries. Have you had their steak verde
There should be
nacho
a cool
fries?
but I
name
need
for
to
chili
get 'em.
cheese fries.
My God.
There is a cool name. It's chili cheese fries.
That's not a cool name. That's
That's a
just
super
saying
cool
the
name.
ingredients of something.
All right, now I'm hungry. Are y'all ready to get this over with so we
Yeah,
can
I'm
go eat?
starving.
Because
I'm
I'm
going
starving.
to Cookout.
Waffle House.
I got a story. Hold on.
Smothered
One
covered
story.
top,
One
baby.
story. One quickie before we go. You mentioned the buffalo sauce. So I got to say, I like the buffalo sauce. I've never thought about putting it on anything but chicken wings. But one time at a restaurant nearby, I ordered my chicken wings with buffalo sauce. And I don't like the hot. I like the regular.
Yeah.
I get it.
I'm definitely.
I'm 1 or 2 wings in, and I'm like,
Oh, God. This is hot.
I'm sweating like I am right now in this place. It's like 9,000 degrees in my mouth, and I'm like, she brought the ticket out, and I look, and it said hot. I was like, son of a biscuit. I had a whole 12 count wings with the hot buffalo sauce, and I was feeling it for the next hour, all the way down,
All the way.
all the way through.
Down and out.
It was rough.
All right, I'm hungry. Y'all ready to go?
I'm
Yes.
hungry too.
We are back at the shop. Like and subscribe.
Thanks for listening.
Thank all my guys, everybody back at the shop.